how specifically do you stay in that learning zone and go into that learning zone and develop skills? What's it like? What are you specifically doing? Well, what people do when they're developing skills, there's three simple pieces to the puzzle. The first thing is they kind of make a plan. Here's kind of what I'm going to do, here's kind of what it's going to look like. The second thing is they implement that plan. And the third piece is they reflect on it. And if it's just skill building, then you're going to make a simple plan with some ideas. You're going to try and do it, you're going to learn from it, you're going to try to do a little bit better next time. When you develop mastery and you want to move on to excellence, you're going to say, okay, here's what I'm doing. I'm going to make a plan to try and bring that up to the next level, and you implement that and you learn from that, and so you're still improving. And when you're in excellence, really what people who are excellent, they've done a lot of work, they really figure out, they've got a good process, they know a lot about how to develop their skills and stuff. Oftentimes when people are excellent, what they need is some difficult challenges to really help them bring it up to the next level. So it's really about, when you're working with people or working with organizations, appreciating where they're at. For somebody's in skill building and you give them a really difficult challenge, you're probably just going to overwhelm them and they're not going to learn too well or move on. So what they need is just simple, concrete support and tasks and just regular support. And if people are excellent at something and you just give them simple tasks and concrete support, they're probably going to be very frustrated with you because they got their own process going on and they're in a good place. What they really need is something challenging that engages them. And then the support they need, when they're excellent, they're probably going to know the support they need better than you do. So you kind of just listen to what do you feel you need so you can get this done, and they need some collaboration and support on that. But when you're in skill building, oftentimes people don't even know how to get better at it. They're just starting out, they don't know how to develop their skill in this task, so they might need some concrete examples and you can figure it out together. So it's really about adjusting the support that you give to them. And again, people who are in excellence, they've already figured out how to get good at what they're doing, so they don't need you telling them that usually. So it's really just adjusting to where they're at and helping people stay in that learning zone, which looks different depending on that. But the thing that doesn't change though is that whether you're just skill building, mastery or excellence, you're still engaging that cycle of planning, acting and reflecting. And for example, what might happen, so for me, when I was learning how to ride my bike, I was kind of planning, how does this work? How do the gears work? Okay, I'm going to try and do a little cycle and pull my brakes to see how that works. And then, oops, that didn't work out too well. I'm learning a bit, I'll do it again. So I was doing that. And then when I developed mastery, what I did is I stopped learning. I stopped making plans. I stopped trying to figure out how to do it better because I didn't need to. It would have been kind of a waste of my time, really. I don't need to be an excellent cyclist. I just need to be good enough to be safe and be able to get to where I'm going to. So I stopped that cycle of planning, acting and reflecting. But if I wanted to go further, I just would have had to engage it again and found the interest to do so. So really, that's the process that I bring to people. And it looks different in different settings. For example, if I was working with a group of people, sometimes we agree on a common framework and understanding of the work we want to do. And I'll share some ideas I feel that will be helpful to them, listen to where they're at. Then they can share some of the things they've done that have really worked well, talk about some ideas they're going to implement in the future, and say we'll meet again in a week or 2 weeks or a month. And then we meet again, we just sit down and people talk about the things they've done that worked really well or some of the challenges they've had. I might share some of the ideas that I've had from what they've said. There might be solutions for them, and they'll talk about again what are some of the things you're going to do moving forward. So they it's a kind of a natural process of planning, acting and reflecting that you engage with people through these trainings, so that individuals become more skillful, develop mastery, develop excellence if they want, and organizations can develop capacity so that things that were once difficult and challenging are no longer difficult and challenging. They're just a part of what they do. They just come natural to that organization.